Let us know the stories you want to hear. Rate and review Me Time and Murder on Apple Podcast and mention the British or Irish case you would like us to cover. So this is a reason why they're saying that there could be... Oh, my phone just went off. Oh, it's Daddy. So it's sending me pictures.
I got it as well at the exact same time.
Oh,
Oh my god, that's so cute.
They are so cute.
Oh my god.
Having their fish and chips or a sandwich and chips.
So cute.
God. I was saying recording with Trez. Looks lovely. They're having a grand look. Daddy looks so happy.
Doesn't he?
I'm going to take a picture and show got my headphones in.
I'll do one as well.
Yeah, you should.
I've got loads of baby hairs.
Okay, so where was I? Warning. Me Time and Murder is intended for mature audiences. Listener discretion is advised. Oh, for God's sake, here
Dancing
it goes.
around him, reciting poetry.
Yes.
Oh my God. That's crazy.
No. Why? Oh, well, big surprise.
Oh God. Dead on the bathroom floor.
Did it? Okay.
Oh.
Okay, so, Trez, what are you drinking?
Today I'm drinking a pucka peppermint and licorice. I had this a few weeks ago. It's really nice. Nice and sweet. And this one is organic. A lot of pucka is organic. I think maybe all of them.
You are obsessed with pucka.
Obsessed with pucka. I kind of just don't really drink much. There's such a range. It's just, but you know what? Like they're I'm pretty sure they're like fair trade. They're just like, they tick all the boxes. They're super like good for the planet and the people. And what about you? What are you drinking?
I am drinking lemon and ginger Marks and Spencer's tea.
Oh, nice.
And what about your pampering session? What are you doing?
I'm going to put a hair mask on today. It's just a L'Oreal Elvive Extraordinary Oil. It's for the it says it's for very dry hair. To be honest, my hair is not that dry, but I always just go for the maximum. You know, just get
it's not like you can have like two moisturized.
That's the thing. I always go for dry hair stuff because I'm like, yeah, why not go for the full shebang? What are you doing today, Miriam?
I also have something in my hair because I've been going back to the gym and I've been using the gym's like shower shampoo and conditioner. So shit, it's so bad. My hair's it's like starting to turn yellow.
No. Bring your own.
But I feel like it's like
I know you want
the freebie. I pay a lot of money.
You want the freebie,
but it might not be worth it.
Doing more damage. You're going to have to repair, so it's actually doing much worse.
I never thought of it that way.
Yeah, did you get me?
But now it's starting to go like this, like greeny, yellowy, brassy color. So I've got a purple mask in my hair to try and tone that down.
Yeah.
I think I'll just have to be more proactive with bringing my own stuff in.
Yeah. I'm very paranoid, even if I go to stay at like an Airbnb, even though they'll have their own shampoo in the shower most times. I'm like, but what is it? I just don't know. So I bring my own.
You know, it's cheap shit from like Asda or Tesco in an Airbnb.
Yeah. But like, to be honest, I don't actually use very expensive. I just use L'Oreal, to be honest. I just have brown hair, so I'm not protecting anything. But I do like the conditioner to be good, because if not, like, the frizz will attack. Yeah, it's mostly the conditioner that's important, I think, for me anyway.
Weren't we talking about frizzy hair last week?
We were. It's a real problem. Condition? No, it's not. It's natural. It's totally natural. Some people embrace their frizz. I just can't seem to get mine.
Do they?
Some people, yeah.
I don't like my frizz. When I'm in yoga and I sit down, I've got my hair pulled back. I have a little fuzzy frizz halo around my head.
Baby hairs, maybe?
Yes, it is baby hairs. Not one other person has that in the yoga but me. I look like a fucking clown.
It's a genetic.
It's just like this little fuzzy halo all around my head. Just like,
do you know what you should do? Do you know what you should do? Before you go in, I'm sure you have it in a bun or a ponytail or something.
Yeah.
What I've started doing, like I have a split ends cream, which is very similar to like a finishing cream. So I spread that on my hands, and then basically I just slick back all those baby hairs. Or you can even use hairspray, slick them back. Do you get me? And they'll stick to your head.
I guess I could do that.
That's what I do. It works.
But when you go to the gym?
No,
or just when you've got your hair tied back?
If I'm going for a walk and I want my hair up in a ponytail because I know I'm going to get sweaty, but I know that the baby hairs are going to come for me, I'll just get a cream and
They're going to come for me.
I'll just slick it back. And even sometimes if I'm on my walk and let's say like I can feel the baby hairs, I'll get my water bottle and put the water in my hand and I'll just like slick it back.
Oh my God. No, I don't do that.
No, it's not like my head looks greasy. It's not like a greasy man. You know the men who like slick their hair back. It's not like that. It's not
like one of those like car salesmen or something.
Yeah, it's not like that. It's just like a little bit of product just to hold them down. It works. It does work. Anyway. Okay.
Anyway. So Trez, we're back to the Sid Vicious murder. So can you refresh our minds of what we were talking about last week?
So unfortunately, Nancy has just been murdered. It seemed like very tumultuous up until that point. Kind of almost felt a little bit inevitable with Sid running around, poking people with knives, just being a shit musician. That's a really hard word to say. Musician and performer. Just out of control on drugs. He's gone off on a solo act now and it hasn't, well, I don't know, has it gone well or it's just, he's still insulting people in the crowds and he's a bit out of control. Nancy bought him a knife and then he stabbed her with it. Well, we think he stabbed her with it. He's got lots of different excuses and third party theories and but I think it's him.
Well, that's what we're going to get into today.
Yeah, I really want to know if he goes down for this crime.
10 days after Nancy's death, Vicious smashed a light bulb and attempted suicide by slitting his wrists.
Ooh.
He was then admitted to a psych hospital.
Oh dear, a light bulb.
I know.
Wait a minute, did someone take away all his knives?
Oh, they must have.
They must have if he had to resort to a light bulb. Is he in the hotel?
Yeah, I never thought about that.
And nobody is supervising him?
I don't know.
Like, did he have no friends?
No, it looks like somebody found him and brought him to a hospital.
Yeah, but like, I don't know, like, I feel like if, I was, accused of stabbing someone, would someone not want to be there with me? I don't know. Sounds like he was a bit lonely.
He was sent to a psych hospital. At the psych hospital, he attempted suicide again by trying to jump out of a window.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, what a way to go.
I know.
The staff pulled him back in. While they pulled him back in, he shouted, "I want to be with Nancy."
Oh, it's kind of sad, but also I think you did it, so.
On the 21st of November, a month later, Sid pleaded innocent at his arraignment to the charge of second-degree murder. That same month in an interview, Sid said that he had thought that Nancy's death was actually supposed to happen.
What?
She had always said that she knew she would die before she turned 21.
Weird.
The interviewer asked Sid, "Are you having a good time?" To which Sid said, "Are you kidding? I'd rather be underground."
Oh. That was a weird question for a reporter to ask.
Can you imagine asking that question?
An asshole.
Are you having a good time?
But it makes me think that perhaps Sid was acting like he was getting off all this attention. Otherwise, why would you ask a question like that? Unless it was just to provoke. I don't know.
Right. It probably looks like on the outside at the time that Sid was like partying, like drinking and doing drugs, and it looked like he's partying, but really he's just an addict and he's in pain. Maybe he's full of regret. Maybe he doesn't remember because he would have been on drugs.
Yeah.
And they're on the outside looking in like, oh, he's partying, when really he's drugged up mess. A few weeks later, in December, Sid was arrested again for assaulting a person while high at a party.
Okay.
He was sentenced to jail for 55 days, where he was forced to go through painful withdrawal and detoxification of heroin.
Ooh.
Yeah, he was forced,
Well,
by the
of
law
course you're
to do
forced.
it.
Like, they're not going to be like, oh, yeah, here's your drugs. They should do methadone, though, if they were nice people, if they were humane, but, to coax them off
Yeah.
it. But maybe they don't do that. I mean, they would have to pay for that, so maybe they're just like, nah.
I'm sure.
I don't know how that works, actually.
I'm not too
If
sure.
you're an addict and you go into prison, do they just let you sweat it out? Like,
But I mean, that's really, it's really dangerous. Like,
I
you
was
can,
just going to say, people
have a
die,
heart attack.
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know how they handle that.
It sounded like it was, really bad experience for him.
Okay.
Once he was detoxed, he made bail yet again, leaving jail just after 3 weeks. Then I wrote here, not long enough. These people are not helping him. They are enabling his addiction and self-destruction. Like, to keep bailing him out means that he doesn't have to ever face up to his life or responsibilities.
Who is bailing him out, I wonder?
So apparently Virgin Records bailed him out for one of these bails.
Stop.
Like, I'm pretty sure it was Richard Branson.
Oh my gosh.
To celebrate his release from jail, Vicious and a small group of friends had a party at a Manhattan apartment. This is when he ordered his friend and mother to go fetch him some heroin, despite having been following the detox program.
Oh.
It is thought that Sid took 3 doses of heroin that night, 2 administered by his mom.
Oh my god. That's so sad.
I know. Can you imagine, you are lying there, comatose, off heroin, and your mom injects you? She,
so
smacks your veins, pops it up, puts the heroin in your arm. Your mother.
I'd love to know her backstory. My god. It's so messed up.
At some time that night, Sid overdosed. He was found dead the next morning by his mother.
Oh my lord. Well, what did she expect, really? She basically killed him.
Decades later, she would claim that she had purposely administered a fatal dose of heroin to Vicious.
What?
Yes.
Decades later?
Decades later. In, I think it was 1997.
So she never got done for this?
Nope.
Oh, sorry. What? Is this bitch still walking around?
It was a year before she died or something.
Okay, so the same year that she admitted that she overdosed him?
Yeah, then she died a year later or something, or a few months later.
What?
She said that he wanted it and he was scared of going back to prison, and that he didn't think that his lawyers were ever going to clear his name.
Oh my god.
And so she just kills her son.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
This woman.
Yeah.
Oh.
Even though the lawyers, they spoke out and they said that they were absolutely positive they would have been able to clear his name, and they were working on it with Sid. They were saying Sid knew that we were working on it. It was a high possibility that they would be able to clear his name.
Yeah, but even if they didn't clear his name, I think there was a lot of guilt there on his part. I think he, you know, I don't think the whole suicide was because, the suicide attempts were because, oh no, I really don't want to go to prison. I think it was because he genuinely did regret, what he'd done. Well, this is just a guess. I don't know.
So all of this happened within 4 months.
Whoa.
He died 4 months after Nancy.
Whoa.
And he was only 21 years old.
Holy moly. 4 months.
Vicious's mother had him cremated. It was after she cremated him that she said she found a suicide note in his leather jacket. Apparently it read, "We had a death pact, and I have to keep up my half of the bargain. Please bury me next to my baby. Bury me in my leather jacket, jeans, and motorcycle boots. Goodbye."
I've never heard someone detail what they want to wear.
Yeah.
It was half of that letter was about what he should be wearing.
Yep. Yeah, it's actually 2/3 of the letter is about what he's
It's very sad though. Do you think they really had a death pact?
I don't know. I looked to see if you could find the note, but there was no copy of the note online.
Oh, is she just making this up?
Or is she just making it up?
I mean, in a way, though,
Mm-hmm.
even if they didn't have a death pact, they had a death wish. They were shooting themselves up with hair
They definitely
all
did,
the
yeah.
time.
Mm-hmm.
This is an assumption, but I believe that people who are shooting themselves up that regularly don't like themselves very much, don't really want to be a part of the world. They want to just be out of it, off their face, not present. It's kind of like you might as well be dead. I'm not saying they should be. They, you can recover and get better, but I don't know. Yeah, I mean, they did go to those clinics, so maybe they wanted to get better. I don't know.
I'm sure, I don't know, but I'm guessing that when they're on heroin and that it's probably like super intense and they go through intense like conversations and like, feelings of like closeness or feelings of anger, or they had like a tumultuous relationship like without the drugs, like maybe they did when they were high. We're like, well, if I die, will you die? If I die, will you die? If you kill me, will you kill yourself? Like that could have happened while on drugs.
Yeah, definitely. Don't do drugs, kids.
Don't do drugs. Sid's mom then traveled to Philadelphia and asked Nancy's parents if she could scatter his remains on Nancy's grave.
Wait a minute. Yeah. So sorry. She found the note and she was like, shit, I already cremated him. I found the note
That's
after.
what I was also thinking. Like, he wanted to be buried.
Yeah.
So it's like, she fucking cremated him. Oops.
Ugh.
To me, that makes it a little bit more believable, the note, because she is a drug addict. And would she be smart enough to sort of put in like something that's irreversible?
Yeah, I'm undecided on the note.
I don't know. It's hard to know. So Sid's mom then traveled to Philadelphia and asked Nancy's parents if she could scatter his remains on Nancy's grave. However, they said no.
He killed her.
Yes. They, of course, blamed Sid for her death, but also the family was Jewish and Nancy was buried in a Jewish resting place that did not allow interfaith burials and stuff like that. Anyway, despite this, Sid's mother went to the grave and scattered his ashes there anyway.
That's what I was about to say. I just don't ask.
Nobody would know. Vicious now dead. The NYPD just closed Nancy's murder case.
Stop.
However, there continue to be several theories that Nancy was murdered by someone else and not Vicious. So this is like a big conspiracy, and there are loads of documentaries on it. There are loads of like Reddits and stuff.
Right. Well, here, there was domestic abuse, but do we know the details? Because a stabbing is quite accelerated. Did he ever punch her? Like, did he work his way up to this, or we don't know the details?
Also, like, she was not just, curled up in a corner being, beat up, being kicked about with motorcycle boots. He was also covered in bruises. Like she would hit him and they would cut and hit each other and punch each other and throw things at each other. Not that that's okay, but no. I'm just saying that it's not like he was using her as a punching bag until he eventually stabbed his punching bag.
Either one of them was going to go too far.
Like, she could have stabbed him one night.
Yeah.
Remember the 11 a.m. call?
Yes.
That alerted the hotel that room 100 was in trouble.
Oh.
A call was made from outside the hotel. But sure, that couldn't have been Sid, because Sid was in the hotel.
Yes, okay. Yeah, that does. How do you explain that? Yeah.
Mobile phones do not exist at this time.
Okay, so a payphone outside.
It had to be somebody else. This is a string that people are trying to pull in the conspiracy theories. It is also known, it is a known fact, that 2 drug dealers visited the hotel room that very night.
Oh.
And that it was possible that a robbery had actually taken place.
Oh.
Because expensive items were reportedly missing from the room, as well as all of Sid's money.
Oh.
Remember, he did that tour for a month and made $10,000? And then he was getting all the royalties from the Frank Sinatra song?
Yeah.
Gone.
Oh.
Sid should have had around 24,000 USD in cash in the hotel room.
Yeah, get a bank.
Yeah, I know, right?
Revolute.
But none of this... Revolute. But none of this was ever recovered. Some argue that this could have been a motive for murder, although some people speculate that it could have been the cops who just helped themselves to the money that was lying around.
Yeah, I don't know about that. He's a pretty high-profile guy. Would you do that? Would you risk that?
I don't know.
It doesn't seem that likely that happen that much. I don't know.
I'm just playing devil's advocate. But to the cops, it looks pretty cut and dry. Like, she's dead. He's like chewing his face off, crying in the hallway. Like, it looks like
he's a goner. I'll just take his money.
Other theories have pointed out that despite visits from 2 drug dealers, there was actually no heroin in the room at all.
Oh.
Additionally, they know the Vicious had purchased 30 very strong sedatives from the drug dealers. He took them all at once, which meant that he would have been unconscious during the estimated time of Nancy's death.
Stop.
One suspect is Rocket's Red Glare, who was one of the 2 drug dealers. He would also sometimes work as Sid's bodyguard. It is thought that he was perhaps one of the last people to see Nancy alive, as she had called him at 2 a.m. that night to ask him to bring over some pills, which he did. Apparently, years later, he told his circle of friends that he had committed the murder and even produced from his pocket money covered in blood.
What? Why would it just be in his pocket at the time of telling the story?
Police never spoke to nor interviewed Red Glare, despite him visiting the hotel on the morning of her death. He was there. Although Red Glare, his friends don't really believe him, though, because he was high at the time that he said that he did it, and he often exaggerates the story. Red Glare died in 2001 from kidney failure, liver failure, cirrhosis, and hepatitis C at age 52.
Whoa.
Yeah, he was not very healthy.
That's a lot. Which one killed him?
I know, right? So the second drug dealer has a similar story, although he was staying in the hotel at the time.
Oh.
When he arrived back at his room with a wad of money tied in a purple hair tie, he smiled and told his roommates Nancy is in a body bag and Sid had killed her. The roommate then rang the police, but nothing ever came of this either.
What?
There are also theories that Nancy could have stabbed and accidentally killed herself. That maybe she stabbed herself to get attention or to start a fight with Sid. But Sid would have been comatose on sedatives because he took 30 pills and passed out. And he would not have been awake or aware or able to respond to her pleading for help. And then she could have just bled out because she would have been high as well. Both Nancy and Sid were known to self-mutilate and stab themselves.
Oh my god, they were... What? They were known for that.
It must be something that heroin people do.
Is this a thing? Oh
yeah, they just stab themselves.
But would you not get all, like, infections and stuff?
It's so crazy. They don't care about infections at all. It's a very scary world.
Yeah.
So if she was high and she stabbed herself, it's possible she was so disorientated or so drugged up that she didn't feel the pain and didn't, think to seek help. She might have just went to sleep.
Yeah.
Thinking it was a dream or something and then bled to death.
Oh, so sad.
It could have been accidental.
Could have been, but would you really go that deep?
I don't know.
I don't know. I can't imagine what the thought process is of someone who stabs themselves. I can't even fathom that.
As with many police investigations, little was done and evidence was not followed up. 6 sets of fingerprints, all belonging to criminals, were found in the room. But none of these criminals were ever contacted or interviewed.
What?
Yep.
It's so confusing.
And yet, strangely, there were no fingerprints found on the knife used to stab Nancy.
What? Just her own, probably.
Apparently the knife had been wiped down.
Oh, right, okay.
Some people argue that it is unlikely that Nancy would have stabbed herself and then cleaned the knife and
No.
then died.
Nah.
Yeah, what is that likelihood?
No, that's not.
The same argument is used when it comes to Sid, saying it is also unlikely that Sid would have stabbed her, cleaned the knife, and then went back to bed. However, people on heroin do crazy stuff.
Do you know with the knife, I wonder, now you might not have the answer to this, I wonder where the knife was, because let's say it was one of the two drug dealers. They come in, you know, usually if someone has intent to hurt, they have a weapon with them. Like you don't usually, now sometimes it does, but sometimes, you know, you don't usually walk into a room, oh, look, there's a knife, I'll pick that up and I'll use it. Like, was the knife just lying around in the house, I wonder? Or like a 5-inch blade like that and it's special, they had a Jaguar, you know, it was for his birthday. I feel like that would be in a box in a cupboard somewhere, you know?
I don't think that their hotel room was tidy.
Yeah, okay, they're on heroin, it's probably a mess. So it's just lying about and anyone could have lifted it and stabbed her.
Oh, yeah. It was probably like, I mean, like if Sid loves playing with knives, it's possible it was just like lying on the floor or like on like table or something like that.
I just feel like Sid was the one who knew about the knife, you know? I don't know. Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
It's like basically unknowable because everybody's dead.
Yeah.
But a lot of members of the band, of the Sex Pistols, they don't think that Sid did it. They think he's innocent. Yeah. They think that it was like a drug dealer came, stabbed Nancy and robbed the place.
Yeah, well, like people knew they were loaded, right?
Yeah.
They were vulnerable, like sitting ducks, letting people into their room.
Yeah, they were wealthy, young drug addicts. Like they're very, very vulnerable. But yeah, that's the end of the story.
So nobody did any time, not the mother, not the drug dealers.
Nope.
Sid is dead, Nancy's dead.
Yeah.
So tragic, the whole thing. Crazy story, sad story. Just kids who needed help, you know?
Yeah.
Like, yes, Sid sounded like he was a bit annoying, and so did Nancy. They didn't sound like the nicest people in the world.
Yeah, they both sounded like
but you
dicks,
know what?
but that doesn't mean they have to die in such an awful way.
She grew up on the street. He grew up with a druggy mum. Maybe you do turn out a bit bitter and a bit horrible to people. I mean, I can see why they would be not nice people. Why would you be nice? I'm just looking up pictures of them now. Oh, so sad.
If you look at them, they are so punk. He is like got the dark spiky hair and she has got like the very heavy makeup with the bleach blonde.
Very heavy makeup, yeah. The eyes and the cheekbones. Oh my god, he was so skinny.
Yeah, he was very skinny. I don't think people eat when they're on drugs.
Yeah, I guess not.
I should try that diet.
Stop, you couldn't afford it.
I couldn't afford it.
He always was like squinting his eyes. Did you ever notice that?
I'm not too sure what that was all about.
What was that all about?
But it did give him that like Kate Moss look.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you can see the pictures of him and his mom.
It's weird. I just clicked on that as you said that. So weird. Here's Nancy wearing some socks with some strappy sandals. That's very questionable. Like, extremely questionable. Oh my god, Miriam. What the fuck?
What?
There's a picture of Sid Vicious and I'm looking at his penis.
What? Let me see.
Miriam, I'm serious. It's a Getty image. 1 second. I'll
send it to me.
Link. What the fuck? Why is that online?
Oh!
Why is that? I know that's the first thing that you do. It's like
judge.
Compare. It's just like, what the why?
Okay.
Jeez, well that was crazy. I can't believe I didn't know about any of that. People are probably laughing at us.
Because I didn't know about the Sid Vicious murder. I didn't know that he killed himself. I didn't know that there was conspiracy theories.
Nope.
But it's a fun one.
Yeah, I can definitely see how so many conspiracies would pop up out of that. Well done.
What should we say? Okay. Rock on.
Rock on. Don't do drugs.
Don't do drugs.
We'll see you on the next one.
All right. Bye-bye.
Slán all you guys. Bye.
Bye.
Me Time and Murder would like to thank and acknowledge our sources that make this podcast possible. References can be found on our Instagram page.